Čus, já vás zdravím lidi, tady je Morpheus, hrajeme Exile.
That would just make life complicated.
Nemyslím si, ale dobrý.
Many an artist of Asmerian descent has engaged in the sad worship of that sultry arachnid. But you looked in those hypnotic eyes and then ripped them out. She lies in her bed of sordid memory, alone. A little of the spider yet creeps and crawls in my palm. A touch more power for my subduer of gods? Remember, humanity needs us.
No, začneme další akt, ještě akt 8.
Greetings.
Jinak, co se týče gíru, tak už mám Broken Effigy. Stavku, která už je moje finální. Je dobrá v tom, že minionům dává šílený boost a damage. Pak samozřejmě tady zapíná level 25 Careless Flash každou vteřinu. Nevím, jestli vám to tady rozebere. No prostě a ještě mi to dává nearby minions get Rotten Bulwark. Když minioni umřou, tak mi to dá vlastně nějaký štít. Jo. A vlastně... Jo, tady. Rotten Bulwark... Damage before your life energy shield. Jo, že vlastně, když umřou, tak dostanou, třeba budou mít plácno nějakých 1000 životů a ten damage, který já dostanu, tak se bude odečítat z nich. Jo? A zase Careless Flash, to by mělo dávat nějaký damage, teď si úplně nejsem jistý. Zkusíme mrknout. Musím udělat mrtvoly. Mělo by se to... Jo, tohle je... To tady? To je Careless Flash. Jo, že ty mrtvoly vlastně stvořej toho zombíka, ten Careless Flash, který začne útočit na ostatní. A samozřejmě umírá po tu dobu, snižuje se mu zdraví a čím méně má zdraví, tím rychlejší. Tím rychlejc útočí. No, jinak přidal jsem další opici, která nám dává frenzy charge, takže bychom měli mít lepší sustain na frenzy charge. Poměnil jsem tam gemy, protože jsem potřeboval dát dominating blow na tu stavku. Takže teď máme vlastně multistrike, který jsme měli předtím, minion damage taky. Melee splash, to je, že dává poškození ještě okolním nepřátelům. A melee psychical damage je větší fyzický poškození. Dal jsem pryč amulet, co dával cold poškození minionům a vyměnil jsem ho za resistovej s healthama, aby jsme prostě líp přežili. Koupil jsem nový armor, protože jsme taky potřebovali mít nějaký, hlavně kvůli brnění a taky kvůli štítu. Teďka mám 1200 štítů, 1128, abych byl přesnej. A v první řadě prostě vždycky ty rezisty jsou nejdůležitější. Jak nemáte rezisty, tak prostě konec. No, Audi máme stejný, máme furt Claritu, máme Purity of Elements. Clarita nám dává manu, regeneraci many a Purity of Elements to nám dává resisty. Samozřejmě pořád používám Convocation s automatizací, který mi přivolává ty moby, zároveň je léčí, aby zůstali, řekněme, v bezpečí. Na zombíkách a na golemovi... Ne, to mám jenom na golemovi a na... tom... Animate Guardianovi. Tak tam mám Meat Shield, teď si nejsem jistý. Kde seš? Mít shield, jo. To je vlastně, že ty minioni nejsou agresivní, ale jsou defenzivní. To znamená, že oni se budou držet blíž u mě, nebudou nikam zbytečně odbíhat, nebudou riskovat. Protože samozřejmě pro mě, jako pro nekromancera, je důležitý, aby moji minioni byli co nejblíž u mě, protože moje síla spočívá v tom jejich damage. A samozřejmě i moje obrana. Protože jsou vlastně opravdu živý štíty. Chytají veškerý poškození, co se týče projektilů. A nejlíp, ať zabijou všecko rychlejc, než to ke mně dojde. No, mám v plánu si sehnat Arena Mastera, který by měl dávat ježiš, nějaký buff na rychlost, tuším. Si teď nekecám. Akorát, že toho budu mít až v mapách. Ten není v kampani, toho nejde sehnat v kampani. Ten damage je úplně šílený. Sice už nejsme tolik, nemáme tolik mrazivého poškození, respektive už skoro žádný, ale tohle je jako brutálno. Jo, a samozřejmě pořád používám ten Holy Relic, který mi dává regeneraci a minionům taky. Ale já si myslím, že ty mají tolik regenerace, že by to ani nepotřebovali, to je... Mají všude ty barely.
The foulest thaumaturgy hangs in the air. I approve.
Dodry Darktongue is the insidious infection that threatens to make septic the great and terrible wound that is Sarn. However, any certainty that I had as to her exact whereabouts has been sundered by the sheer stench of her presence. We shall have to deduce her location from those who know the area best. These locals that cling to Sarn like hungry maggots.
Zapiju kávu. Kdyby to někoho zajímalo.
Good to see you in Sarn once again. I wish that we could be greeting under fairer skies, yet this city remains clouded in strife. Lunaris, eternal goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun have risen to reclaim what was once their own. Siblings equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging, sweeping all before them. We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope, our desperation. Grigor is the butterfly that has lost its wings to a cruel child, and this place of respite has become a cage for his pain, a breeding ground of bad memory. We spoke, and Grigor shared his resolve with me. He can no longer live with the torment that piety has injected into his heart. Like the warrior poet he is, Grigor has ventured into the unknown to find a cure for his body and mind, or die in the attempt. They walked our earth in the times of great strife, cruel and hideous shadows cast against the clay wall of ruined abode. Thaumaturge Malachi grew them out of the vain ambitions of his dark imaginings. Emperor Chittis believed the legionnaires belonged to him, that Gemline men would beat to the drum of his own crystalline heart. but as the silhouette of the Emperor faltered and fell, burned out by the light of true men, some of the Legion remained. The cataclysm turned legionnaire into monster, another mindless man of undeath. Yet this captain seems to have regained his faculties, some of his old warrior intelligence. I worry for the rest of his soldiers, how they may grow from mindless killing machines into something far worse. The dead do not love the living, and the living cannot love the dead. People fear what they do not understand. I understand, Clarissa. I am not frightened of her. I am frightened for her. Why are you still standing there?
Protože jsme si teď dopovídali třeba, paní?
Good to see you still soldiering on. With all these gods in past horrors wandering around, son. I don't assume anyone's alive and kicking these days. If Sam wasn't mad enough, now we've got some whip-tongued hag cooking up a stinking curse in the sewers. Took it from her mother-in-law at first. But no, based on my meagre historical knowledge, I reckon we have a certain Dodry dark tongue to contend with. Where in blazes is she hiding? I've no idea. So, the only way we're going to catch this witch is by getting our hands, and possibly a lot more, well and truly dirty. And by we, I mean you, of course. The sewers are no place for a simple businessman like me. Do us a favour. Head into them sewers and track that old hag down. Get her to reveal herself, and put her down. Ha! Better your eyes than mine, eh? Grigor left without a single word to me, rude bugger. But I suspect his poetic soul has been drawn back home to Izmir. A long journey, but a trip worth taking to find solace among one's own people. Of course, they'll get quite the shock when they see him. Let's hope familial love is as nearsighted as they say. There are the fine tales Grigor will be able to tell them, of course. Come to think of it, now that Dominus has been knocked off his perch, there's nothing to stop the Izamites from learning a thing or two from Grigor's stories. They might even consider invading this jewel and Rayclast's tarnished crown. I certainly hope they have just such an eye for opportunity. A man could make a tidy sum helping said invaders navigate San and its many hazards. Needing my eclectic expertise again, are we? Solaris and Linares got front and centre stage among them folks at the Eternal Empire. Solaris was thought to be the light of leadership, guiding and enlightening each emperor that sat the throne. In practice, most of them emperors turned out to be a bit dim. But then history and theology have never quite seen eye to eye. As for Linares, a goddess of the moon and earth, the mother of dreams and inspiration. Doesn't sound like a bad lady until you consider that dreams harbour nightmares and that inspiration is just one notion shy of insanity. Quite the pretty pair, aren't they? Yeah, it's pretty bloody disturbing. That girl was once the sweetest lass I could name. Nowadays she's barking as batshite over that living corpse of hers. All it would take is a quick hard bash with a rock and Tolman would no longer be a problem. Tempting, don't you think? Stay out of the shadows.
No, o tomhle všichni mluví. Tolman předtím umřel, jak ho mučila Piety. Akorát, že Clarice to nedalo a udělala z něj zombie. Což teda jako nemůže úplně dopadnout dobře. Já se divím, ani nevím, jestli tam je přivázaný. Je tam přivázaný. Ale nevím úplně, jestli bych chtěl mít v táboře, kde jsme asi 4 jako přivázanýho zombíka. Jo, v zombie apokalypse, když bude přivázaný fakt dobře a budu se moc na to spolehnout, což asi nikdy nebude, tak ještě dobrý, protože v zombie apokalypse, když cestujete s nemrtvým, tak smrdíte stejně jako on, že jo? A ty nemrtví ucejtějí tu mrtvolu, protože smrdí víc než vy. A neucejtějí to živý maso, takže je to vlastně bezpečný, že to udrží nemrtvý dál. No, Akurát, že tady ona myslí, že z něj bude asi člověk zase, no.
San is changing, and so are we who live here. There, Tolman. Don't you worry. I love you. I'll think of something. You told me Tolman was gone. You were wrong. I found him. No, Tolman, I never gave up on you. His soul remains, flickering deep down inside. Oh, Tolman, I know you're in pain, but it'll be over soon, I promise. My heart aches for Grigor. I know the battle in which he's engaged. It's like my own, a fight to make sense of life in a land that deems life to be worthless. I don't know where he's gone, but I do know he's looking to find himself, his true self, as we all must do in our own time. By all accounts, Tarkus Veruso was a ruthless despot, a man to rival even the likes of Dominus. Yet his heart of stone contained one precious theme, his love for his wife, Kiara. So when the poor young woman died giving birth to Veruso's son, the grieving emperor threw aside his great convictions and placed his last hope in thaumaturgy, in the Ankh of eternity. Perhaps it was shame that drove Tarkus to lock the Ankh away, to steal such hopes from his descendants. It was he who had asked his people to turn their backs on the ancient arts, so what right had he to enjoy that which he forbade? Love gave him that right. As I understand it, the Ankh of Eternity was somehow able to return the dead to the full bloom of life. There was nothing necromantic about it. Rather, it was a source of true resurrection. How it came to exist, I honestly don't know. A couple of inscriptions I read treated the Ankh as some sort of gift to Veruso from the Val. But surely the Val were long gone by Veruso's time, weren't they? No matter. Despite the vagaries of the Ankh's origins, Veruso used the Ankh to return his young wife from the deathbed to the wedding bed. The accounts are unanimous on that point. As it was for Veruso's love, so shall it be for mine. Be careful.
No, to spíš ty.
Yes?
Jak to může dopadnout? Moc pěkná voda samozřejmě, no. Určitě bych se šel vykoupat. Tady bude tu na poiznu. To říkám. Vždycky to vyčistěte, chlapci.
You've done well.
Tyhle, tady furt padá. No pěkně. Já než se napřáhnu, tak oni to zabijou. Jako jo, to je samozřejmě dobrá věc, jo. Akorát já chci ty zlatý. To je prostě... To moje. Tak to bude. Tak jo, no. Tam úplně skáčou do té bitvy, jo. Úplně prostě... jak zombíci trošku, no. Ty jsou většinou pomalí. Ve hodně scénářích.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Nekecej, se musí chytnout. Mám nový gemy, taky nemám samozřejmě vylevelovaný teď. Takže... no zapte to ještě. Takže teď některý mám, ale jenom ty supporty, no, který jsou teda důležitý. Na low levelu jsou. No, oni se postupně to vylevelej. No, nevypadá to, že bych nějak jako strádal, no. Tady bude do jedry. Pojďte, bude takový strač. Pardon. No pojď ho, pojď. Už to na tebe mrkvoli. Jak dlouho přežiješ?
I hate to repeatedly torture a fellow witch, but you brought this on yourself, Dodri.
Once more into the breach, and once more we return victorious. Although I have to admit, I did not relish the sensation of imbibing that foul witch's soul. I felt decidedly unclean. Still, our journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate, and the cessation of our efforts to extract the dark ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon. Every hour, Katava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other gods dwell on this land, the less is humanity's chance of survival.
Akorát jsem nejblíž. Já ani nevšiml, člověče. Vždycky je zapte všechno.
Ready yourself.
No, teď ne.
I knew you'd. Let's go.
Tohle jenom procházím a zabijím ty moby. Jo, úplně jako... Ani nezbírám ty klíče, tyhle ty. Protože ty si přežil. Pošiflákáte to, ty vole, nemůže tam zbejt nikdo. Musíte to čistit pořádně. Tak. No, čistý. Dávej.
time.
Jsi nemusela portnout, ne, to jsi mohla dojít. Ne tady. Nikdo.
When I'm ready and not before.
A vím. Nebudu pomoct, no.
Good job, Exile.
What is your desire? Let's see how that turns out for you.
V tom jednom streamu, když jsem byl tady v tom Mirage portálu, tak nevím z jakého důvodu jsem se odsaď nemohl dostat. Jsem to musel odlognout. Nějaký bug. Frenzy opice. Říkám opice teď, co mají frenzy, protože co dávají frenzy charge, že jsou rychlí. Jako párny chieftain. Tohodle tak.
Zerak will not like me.
Ah, it's time.
Ještě tady je. A ještě... A je hotový.
Good job, Exile.
When I'm ready and not before.
Teď nevím, jestli tamhle... Jo, tam to bude. Takže musím najít ten Ankle of Eternity. To tady to, proč to tady bylo? Pěkně. Tolik bod si měl na sobě, jo? Nebo u sebe. OK, fetišista asi. No, pome.
Give it to me quickly. Finally, Torment. We can be together as before.
Mhm.
All right. Let's begin. Suffering will besiege us, yet love will prevail. Pain will imprison us, and yet love will prevail. Grief will engulf us, and yet love will prevail. Death will surely take us, and love will... No. This isn't right. This is... Torment, please. Forgive me. Exile, look out!
Děvče. Nepoučíš se. Měl co ho použít jako já, anebo ho prostě nechat bejt už. To chápu, že určitě bych si z někoho, koho mám rád, neudělal mrtvolu chodící, aby chodila se mnou a žrala všecko, co je kolem, to fakt ne. Ale mrtví mají zůstat mrtví, teda aspoň za mě. Kill Tolman, no. Tak.
How could I have been so stupid? Russo didn't hide the Yunk out of shame. He hid it out of fear. Out of... Oh my. What did the Yunk really do to his wife? Everything I saw, that I read, lies to cover the truth of what Kiara had really become. All right, I'll destroy the Yunk. We've come a long way since Russo's day, so I'm thinking I can manage where he so sorely failed. At least that's something I know I can do right. I'll meet you back at the encampment soon. For now, I need to... Look, I'll just see you there. I promise.
You should have kept him how he was. I would have.
To říkám, no.
When I'm ready and not before.
Se padlo. Bylo to tady už.
You'd suppose someone as crafty as Dodri would have kept her ugly head under wraps as soon as she saw you coming. I guess death robs us of many things, including our common sense. In any case, thank you. The sewers can run clear now that there's no fetid witch clogging up the pipes. Here, have a little something to commemorate your find. Tell me something. Any chance you might be willing to join forces and turn a healthy profit with old Argan? You ever heard of the wings of Visteri? Not just another damned artifact. This one was the highest symbol of the office of the Meraketh, held by the Sechima of Sechimas. History books will say the wings were last worn by Sechima Asenath, the Golden Sechima, the one who went and got herself murdered by Hector Tertusius. The only problem is that Tertusius himself is up and guarding his pretties once more. Still, if you can recover those wings of Asteri, then I'm confident I can sell them back to the Meraketh for a fair sum. They're a cultural icon after all, dripping with sentimental value. What do you say? What little humanity General Tertusius was born with, he traded in for strength. Went as far as to have Malachi replace his joints with virtue gems. Mad bastard. Afterwards, Emperor Chittus charged Tertusius with subduing the Meraketh. A job he took a little too much pleasure in, if you ask me.
These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother. I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Linares temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall. I was out hunting food for our encampment. Like a prowling cat I was, but what I saw, marching across the ruins, made me feel like a little mouse. Gem-studded warriors pounding the earth, led by their strongest, a captain. I've known of these Gemling legionnaires, how they were once the personal swords of Emperor Chittus, but now they rise again, with this captain at their fore. Swallowing my fear, I followed the captain and found a force being gathered within the grain gate. Exile, I know it's not fair for me to ask. You have done so many things for us. But if you were to find the captain and slay him and his men, I would honor you greatly. Our little town would not survive an onslaught such as the captain is likely to enact upon us. If I am a watchful owl, then you are the courageous hawk, swooping with sharpened talons to wrench the serpent from the child's neck. Clarissa will bear that wound for the rest of her life, but I'm glad you were there to save her from following poor Tolman into the dirt. Perhaps now that Clarissa has lost her love of death, she will finally be able to embrace life. Talakora.
Yes? If we are to see the dawn of a new era for humankind, the sun must be taught to behave herself. Upon that mighty span between San's left hand and its right, Solaris burns to consume every single moment of existence. Sparing no thought for life and its needs, she would see the world parched barren before she yields to reason. The sun must be allowed to set so that it may rise again as a blessing, not a curse. We approach the zenith of our divine hunt upon the bridge that chokes the great wet throat of San. Lunaris, in her cold fury, has forgotten that the warming sun of morning is as life-giving as the cooling damp of evening. The empire Lunaris dreams of shall be lit by moon and twinkling stars, and life itself shall wither away in that perpetual night. one of two sisters who ruled the most populous and powerful of the ancient Asmerian tribes. Solaris was thought to guide the sun across the sky with threads of shimmering gold, whilst Lunaris saw to the wax and wane of moon with a sickle of purest silver. It was a peaceful partnership, until the trickster Tang Mazu happened upon their domain, and turning sister against sister, he saw to the massacre of thousands, whilst concealing the source of their futile feud beyond all reckoning. Feel no pity for the moon. She is a cold and distant fool, far less radiant than she would suppose. Self-loving Solaris, all the light in the world, yet blinded by her own pride. Not once did she pause to question the truth of her sister's betrayal. Instead, she gloated over her sister's transgressions, proclaiming herself greater and more honorable than Lunaris could ever be. I suppose one shouldn't be surprised when a sun deity takes the higher ground. Remember, humanity needs us.
Poor Tolman. He was never really with me, was he? Just the shell of a man I loved. Wherever he is now, I hope he is at peace and that he can forgive me for not being able to let go. Here, take something, for at least helping me. And thank you for everything.
You're welcome. Teď jsem to sebral. Jo, takhle. Už mám.
Bye.
Trošku uklízel, jo? Ale jenom trošku. To dalo ten ring zase.
Hello.
Hello.
Be careful.
My se tady viděli, ne? Slečno. A to bylo tady. No. Není to úplně uklizený, ale lepší než nic, ne? Cože máme, jo, ještě to tam zůstalo, dobrý. No šup. Ne, tak už nezůstalo. Dobrý. Teď zase nemůžu do portálu jít. Jako já chápu, že to asi bylo 15 minut, že snad po 15 minutách to zmizí, jo, ale... No, tak se zase projdem.
When I'm ready and not before.
Kde jsme? Jo. Kde máme teď? Hele, to je nějak rozběh, ty budeš s náma. Kde to je až? Už tady někde.
Drive back the Hiveborn!
No jo.
Be gone, fiends! Existence is stilled! I nearly have it! For victory! Welcome back. Ah, you've all... Fight for Rayclast.
To teď neřeším. Jo, mrtvý vojáky musíme sledovat, si
When I'm
myslím.
ready, and not before.
To byla taková pomůcka vždycky tady.
Everything dies.
I v marketplaceu, když jdete, abyste našli cestu dál, tak sledujete cestu mrtvých vojáků u těch dveří. Tady. Takže teoreticky teď sem. Teď nevím, jo, možná tady. Vodničko. Tové. Máme žoldáky.
Still following orders after 3 centuries. I really must create some gemlings of my own.
Jo.
Captain Osiris. Remain in the warehouse until I personally send for you. In the unlikely event that Chittus should fall, you and your fellow legionnaires will be safely beyond the perimeter of his heart gem's influence. You men and women are my finest work yet. I would not lose you all to some aberration of chance. Malachi, Thaumaturge Laureate.
My courageous hawk removes yet another snake from the long grass. I offer you a reward, but my mind remains unsettled. The captain lies rotting in the ground, buzzing with flies. But if Gemling legionnaires can regain their sentience, then can all the monstrosities of the Undying do the same? My thoughts turn to the burrows and chambers beneath the earth of San. Could there be some new, undead civilization growing and preparing itself underground at this very moment? Such thoughts do not make for easy sleeping. There is nothing else.
Come over here.
Greetings.
Nikdo nic.
Yes?
Dobrá.
Watch yourself. Be careful.
Vemem si... Kolik máme? 39 a...
That would just make life complicated.
Tak jedem už. To ty staráby, nebo co to je? Minuta už. To není, tohle je spíš bait. Zachráním tě, ale teď ne, tam nejdu.
You've done well.
Mělo být Solaris, anebo Solaris, tam bylo. Solaris. Je pěkný tohle. Luxusní. Ale vás tady je. Hoši, hoši, hoši.
Ah, time to go.
When I'm ready and not before.
Good job, Exile.
Tady hází to ty koule na mě.
Ah, it's time.
A paní. Takhle štít. No jo. Všechny je zapte. Tak, hezky. Malej.
Good job.
Approach.
Time to go. History. Good job, Exile.
When I'm ready and not before.
You've done well.
To jsem to našel rychle.
I will soon take this power for my own.
Welcome.
What do you want?
There you go.
May humanity flourish.
What is it?
Všecko na levé straně. Jo.
I'm ready and not before.
Madous, no vidíš to. Budeme vykoupat. Do lázní. Jsme tudy. Pojď sem. A. Nevím, jestli už má ještě tady. Jo, tady bude boss. Byl. Sem nejdu. No, takhle vždycky. Ne, sem taky nejdu. Jo, tak to musí být. Do prdele. Jedině tady, ne? Ne. Zkusíme nahoru. Tady jsou zahrady.
When I'm ready and not before.
Dolů, paní, dolů. Že to jde. Zlatý by se hodil.
Bugle! In death, the mirrors are thus shattered. Bugle was a cautionary tale. The only way to truly understand fear is to become it.
I like the taste of this divine spark. Smooth and flavored with fear.
So it was that bloody scholar after all, was it? Sick bastard. Well, he's gone now, and I hope you made sure he suffered like those poor kiddies he tormented. I'd have toasted him nice and slow like a spitted pig. See how he'd like them apples stuffed in his mouth. Here, have something for keeping us safe from the divine undesirables of this world. You found them! No easy feat, I bet. How's old Hector these days? Not so good after you cross paths with them, am I right? I'll polish these wings up and get them back to their owners, just as soon as my Mariketh friend can get her folks to pay the ransom. Price, I mean. In the meantime, take a little something from my stock as payment. Well, they're forged from solid gold. I can tell you that much. But I suppose that's not really what you're asking about. The wings are a treasured piece of the Mariketh heritage. Back when the tribes quit their squabbling and joined hands to battle the Eternal Empire, the wings were seen as a symbol of their unity. The Golden Sekhema wore them as she led the whole bloody Mariketh horde against San. She was a single greatest hope for the Mariketh, was that Asenath. Hector Tatooshus crushed both their hopes and their precious Sekhema. Good luck to you.
Talamoan.
Talamoan.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Dále. Tamhle. Co je tohle? A jako... Je to už nějaká páka, jo. Říkej. Private chambers. Tohle. No, jasně. Ty vole, přišel jsem moc, než ne. No, maybe point. Ráda. Tady je hajná. To je tu opici hlavně. Je vole. No. Tady bylo jenom jedna. No, okay. Pojďte, kdo přijde blíž, dostane dárek.
Ready yourself.
S tím asi určitě nepočítali. Hej, jaký stuny mi dávala, tyjo. To má, tyhle, to má ocasy, nebo vlasy? Ne, to spíš má chapadla. A je to monstrum, to hnusný modrý. To je tohle. No to je ono přesně, Dusk Horror.
I preferred the old look.
Tako jo, ale tak ta modrá není úplně špatná. Ne? Je divný, že mi ta vyčka neodpovídá, co? No ty seš hodně silnej. Všecko zapte, všecko. Padne nějaká blbost určitě. No. Samozřejmě. Jedem, hoši. Můžeme běžet, tak poběžíme. Nedá.
When I'm I'm ready
Mamle.
and not before.
Ještě jdou blbě. To vždycky pěkně rozsvítí. Nestačí málo ke štěstí. Mohl by být zajímavý, jakože takový gem, myslím spojit to, třeba nevím, cast when damage taken, to je, když dostanete damage, tak to něco udělá, záleží s čím je to napojení. Tak třeba dát to, propojit to s tím, je takový totem, který žere mrtvoly a pak vás uzdravuje. Ale zase no, to už se mi zase nevejde, já si myslím, že jsem dost silný, ale že by to nemuselo být špatně. Tady. Jo. Vždycky nahoru. Lunarisu a no tohle je vlastně taky Lunaris. Vždycky hledat schody nahoru, pak se nestratíte. To tak bossový je vždycky nejít nějakýma uličkama, ale najít schody nahoru. To asi troje tuším. No a pak se dostanete do této oblasti, kde to má samozřejmě dvě strany. V jedné straně jsou vozy a v druhé straně je tahle brána. S těma vozama je vždycky slepá, jakmile uvidíte tam vozy, tak to je slepý. Tak se to vždycky jako vygeneruje.
When I'm ready and not before.
To je jako třeba v Imperial Gardens, tak tam, když najdete waypoint, tak od waypointu stačí najít vozy a jít podél těch vozů. Pojete podél těch vozů, tak narazíte na ty dveře, které vedou do té citadely svatyně. Běže. Tady voz. Já. No tak, paní, jako. Musíš rychle jako užít. Hele, tady je recept.
Lunaris, your secrets will soon be mine.
Jo. Jenom přemýšlím.
Greetings. By the earth and sky, the power of these goddesses lies in your hands. Take these seeds and plant them in the fertile stone at their feet. From what I have learned, it is my hope that the orbs will force Solaris and Lunaris to grow limbs and flesh to engage you in mortal battle. May this come to pass, and may you cut down these goddesses as a forester might fell a pair of stubborn old trees. Be well.
Still breathing, eh? Powerful baubles them orbs are. As old as Asmerians themselves, maybe even older. I've read all there is on them little beauties. The sun orb's said to contain all that has been, while its sister, the moon orb, holds all that will be, past and future, packed up neat behind glass and thaumaturgy. Shudder to think what might happen if all that got out one day. Bring me back something nice, huh?
Need need some help. See you.
Asi už nemá mini questy. Ne, no, to musím z Lunaris, Carhouse. Mám tam waypoint? Mám tam. To by mělo být mis. Jsem někde dole. Tohle to ne, tohle to bude, to je Badhouse. Ani jednou se ne. Jo, už to vidím. Jo.
When I'm ready and not before.
Tak ukaž. Prostě jí zapte. Tu druhou slečnou.
Solaris, Lunaris.
Ten bůh já.
Eclipse cold pride, flaming rage, and pass beyond this human age. Sun and moon return to their rightful places, leaving our path now clear. Highgate lies ahead, Beastslayer, and a debt that is long overdue. On this road there are the goddesses of Marraketh to be reckoned with, and they will not take kindly to our endeavor. Regardless, I must enter the corpse of my beloved beast and wrest our sliver of hope from the life you so blindly took. There is no prophecy nor portent, no epic nor allegory that can promise your survival in this great journey of ours. For despite your trappings, you remain most certainly, irrevocably, mortal.
Your energies flow through my veins now. Thank you for distracting each other like fools.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
No. Myslím si, že to je pro dnešek všechno. Už jsme toho zvládli hodně. Takže se uvidíme zase příště. Takže ahoj.